Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mayday Media, where we're pointing out a few articles on the internet. Got a few cool ones for you here that are worth looking into. They're real short ones. They're not going to take real long. First one here is about Steve McQueen's. One of his Cobras, his Shelby Cobra. It wasn't his, but he drove it quite a bit, and that's going to make this car worth a lot of money. Now, it looks a little different, I guess, today. I guess that's the way it is now. That's going to hurt it, but still, the King of Cool was in that sucker and drove it a lot. The first Huey to replace helicopter to the Air Force. We'll look at this a little bit. We won't hit the entire article. We'll just go over some things. Here's where a guy has found an abandoned tank in the bush, and he takes it home. We'll get through this article. It's not real long either. And then this one, the pint-sized Jeep. This is just a concept at the moment, but they've already made another one called the Amy, which means it looks like they're going to go with this as a production too. And let me tell you, it's electric. I really thought it was going to be a smaller hybrid. We'll get into it. We'll watch a little video on it. But before we do that, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I haven't done a video in a long time. I've been busy, a lot of things going on. I can't guarantee I'll do one every day, but I'm going to try to get some more out again. I actually kind of miss doing it. It's just time with my schedules. I got a weird one. So we'll go over this. We'll watch this first, and here we go. So it looks like a lot of these are going to be like swappable out pieces, which is really going to be, it's kind of smart, especially if you're going to put some wear and tear on it. But notice the front and the back are all the same. They got a diagram here. Here it is. Here's the front. Here's the back. You can change pieces out. You can do a lot of things with it. That's actually pretty smart. That way, if you do bust something, you can just swap. Again, it's going to be electric with a 46-mile range. Here we go. Here, the raw weight of the vehicle is 1,000 pounds, which is less than Amy. Owing to the plastic body panels, the size of the buggy is comparable to an ATV at just 95 inches, 55 inches, 60 inches tall. You can call it an all-electric UTV. While the Amy costs $5,500 a year, we should expect a slightly lower price tag for this one when and if it eventually hits the road. So, yeah, maybe $5,000. Now, for an electric vehicle, I mean, I probably wouldn't pay $5,000 for it. If it was a hybrid or something like that, it would probably be worth it. And it's pretty neat looking. It is for what it's made for. It's just a beach cruiser. It's places where golf carts are allowed to ride on the road. It's shit like that is what this thing is. But if you do live in a place like that, and if I talk to some of these guys that drive these Teslas, and they're talking they spend about $500 a year for electricity for the vehicle, actual fuel for it. $500 a year. That's not bad at all. Now this thing's talking like that's actually very good. A 46 mile per charge. I guess it's powered by an 8 horsepower motor, 5.4 kilowatt hours battery mated to the powertrain. So I'm guessing that motor, they're talking about the wheel motors. I mean, it don't make any sense. This is why I thought it might have been a hybrid, but it's not. It's all electric, I guess. But I see some potential with something like this. I mean, you look at it, you can make some pack room somewhere. You know, you can carry your surfboard on it. If you live in the right place, you take your hang glider on it, maybe the right rack. We got some things here. The good thing about it, looks like it's not going to be using a bunch of air conditioning, heaters. It ain't got a widescreen television built inside, so maybe you can get some range out of it. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I thought it was worth putting up there. Here's a guy finds an abandoned tank. Someone found an actual tank hiding in a bush in a farmer's place. So with some help from some friends, he freed it from the confines of an endless layer of twigs and took it home. Once more, they even tried starting it, and the results weren't totally hopeless. It's a 1960s FV 432 APC. It's an armored personnel carrier. A YouTuber called Mr. Hughes made a video about it. Here's some of the things here. It also includes several tanks, so this was just another day for him. Look at that. Pulling that out of the weeds at a bush. And I guess it looked like it was going to start up. It worked, sort of. Wow. After attempting to jump-start the engine, electronics actually worked and the engine cranked. However, the engine pulleys showed no signs of movement, so it was a dead end. They remembered that they had a spare engine. He tried starting it. The next thing you know, the spare actually worked, but there was one problem. The engine was outside the tank, so they just put both machines aside in a hope of finding the time to restore the machine in the future. Interesting. I mean, you know, that would be the thing to have here in just a few more years during doomsday. Make no mistake. Here's the first Huey. Boeing announces Monday it has delivered the first production MH-139A Grey Wolf helicopter to the U.S. Air Force. The helicopter will be stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, Boeing said, where airmen will use it to patrol the sprawling Minuteman III nuclear missile field surrounding the base. If Boeing's building it, we might want to worry. The MH-139 is a militarized version of the Italian aerospace firm's Leonardo's AW-139, the commercial helicopter. The aircraft will directly support ongoing U.S. forces modernization efforts. The Air Force then awarded Boeing another contract for 7 more, but the Air Force has since dramatically slashed its plans purchase to the helicopter. Yeah, it's probably because Boeing's got a lot of what they call accidents. And funny how those whistleblowers seem to end up dying off. King of Cool drove a 1963 Shelby 289 Cobra without owning it for years. Car worth $1.5. That's what they're going to ask. They'll probably get it. McQueen's Bullet Mustang, that it either got $3.4 million or $4.3. I can't remember right offhand. But it was the highest grossing Mustang ever, if I remember right. Shelby Cobra needs a little introduction, being what it is, a wonderful blend of British and American engineering touched by one of the greatest names in the industry. And these cars are already valuable no matter their state or who owned or drove them. But put Steve McQueen into the picture and everything changes. Yeah, there'll be some people who turn out for that one. The man also drove this car here, and he did so for about 2 years, starting in 1965, despite ownership of the vehicle resting in some other guy's hands. That big fan, pretty much everything with an engine, from Ferraris to Trumps. He drove and rode them all. The Cobra is a Mark II and wears the number CSX2161. It is built around a tubular steel chassis and has the original bodywork and 289 engine, complete with a 4-speed manual transmission. The car was originally painted silver and had a red interior. It rocked a Class A accessories package that brought to the table chromed air cleaner, valve covers, blah, blah, blah. It was in this condition that the Cobra was driven by McQueen, while the vehicle was in possession by Elmer Bernstein, the composer and conductor behind some of the most memorable tunes in Hollywood history, the man responsible for over 150 original film scores. After changing hands several times, the U.S. Cobra was brought back to the old Continental in 2003 and was fitted with the roll bar, 15-inch Halibran wheels, and a hood scoop. Underneath there was a wishbone front and a suspension, traverse loose spring telegraphs, while stopper power to ensure gliding hardware. 2006 to 24, the vehicle roamed the streets of the UK, but now is back on American land. As it stands, the car shows over 17,000 miles of use, but its connection with Steve McQueen is what matters more than anything else. Make a mistake. The 63 289 Cobra will sell for 1.25 and 1.5 million. We will, of course, keep an eye out for it and report back when we have learned. So this is what it looks like. They've changed a lot. Now it used to be, what was it, silver? I guess this is how it looked, but only it was a silver color, and it had a red interior. Maybe that's what they were saying. So the car's changed. See, it's got the black interior. But yeah, the man himself, man, Steve McQueen drove this car. I look like Steve McQueen, believe it or not. I mean, like real close to him. But anywho, like, subscribe. Till next time, toodaloo.